Hello, class. So, for your papers, they all have certain formatting requirements, right? So I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page of what that formatting should look like, because for your final draft of your love letter and your next essay and your next essay, you will need to turn in your paper in this format, okay? So here I've got my love letter all set up here. And this is not correct MLA format. It does have the MLA header though, so you will need this. You need to have your own name, both first and last. Then you need my name, which would be Sister Baumgarten, and the class that you're in, as well as the date that you wrote the piece. And then here we've got the title, and the title should actually be centered. So this needs to be on every single paper that you write, okay? This MLA header is part of writing professionally in the English field. So always, always have your MLA header, or I will need to take off a few points for the formatting when I grade your essay, okay? But the other part of MLA format, and this is all listed on the requirements for the love letter, is that you need to have it in Times New Roman, size 12, double spaced, and that it needs to be 1 to 2 pages, so spill off the first page basically. So here in this paper, I've just got the default font that Word has given me, and that's not a good font. This is Calibri, and it's actually what's called a sans serif font, and those fonts are more blocky and are difficult to read quickly. So it actually makes it more difficult for me to grade when you don't use the Times New Roman font, which is what is required. So please do make sure you change the font. And how you do this is you select all your text. You can either press Ctrl A or just click and drag. And then come over here to your font and go ahead and select Times New Roman. Do you see how that font looks different? How it's not as blocky and it flows a little more than the other font? So that's what we want, and then we want it to be size 12. Alright? And if you come to this button, you can make it double spaced. And you see that makes a big difference to the length of your piece. So once you put it into double space, you can tell if you actually are over a page or not, and that's helpful. Then one more thing, and this is something that a lot of students forget to correct, but is very important. Up here, you need to make sure that you tell it to remove the space after paragraph. This is something that Word automatically does for you, is creates this extra space between paragraphs, but we don't want that, all right? Instead of having extra space between paragraphs, as you're used to, I'm sure you're used to doing a double return like that in between your paragraphs. But that's not how we do it in the English field. The professional way to do it here is just to use your tab key and to make an indent. All right? So this is how your paragraphs should look in all of your essays. They should all have a tab right at the beginning. Otherwise, it's not a full paragraph. It doesn't look right and doesn't look professional. So, and also, instead of just saying love letter, you'll probably want a creative title here, like the most beautiful smartphone I know. Alright, that's kind of a lame title, but you want it to be unique and to be interesting and relate to your topic. So always make sure you have a good title there. So that should be everything. For your final draft, make sure that instead of copying and pasting the text, as you do for your rough drafts, that instead you click the button that says Upload File. And then you can upload your document so that when I open it, I get this nice file and I can see exactly what your formatting looks like, and I can give you full points for having all of your pieces here. Okay? So that's how you'll be formatting your essays for this class. I hope this has been helpful. Please feel free to email me if you have any questions about how to work with your formatting.